Welcome back to the Night Who Show, and tonight we'll be reviewing the final season of Superman and Lois, and there's going to be spoilers in this video. This was a phenomenal final season. The creative team just crafted such a phenomenal death of Superman story, and really made it their own, especially with the return part. And I gotta say, with all of the restrictions that they had, the show doesn't skip a beat. You know, yes, there's cast reductions, and at times it did really feel kind of emptier compared to previous seasons. And at times, that was kind of disappointing, but I am glad, though, that every single one of the characters that we have watched over the last few years had a satisfying ending. They were all wrapped up really well, and I gotta say, the Doomsday monster created by Lex Luthor was phenomenal. With the budget they had, they really brought a comic book accurate Doomsday to life, but with a lot of tragedy. Because, of course, Lex created Doomsday with the Bizarro Superman. And I really enjoyed how, even with all of changes, you can sort of still see that Bizarro Superman in this beast. And especially by the series finale, boy, just that sacrifice, really, of Doomsday, just like, yes, Clark, just throw me into the sun. It's a very interesting way to end Doomsday, and very tragic. I also really enjoyed how in their Death of Superman adaptation, that Doomsday ripped Clark's heart out. And in fact, that just kills him permanently, so there really is no way to regrow a heart. So I really enjoyed that part of it because it felt very end of Superman. But Sam Lane had such a noble sacrifice with basically giving their life so Superman can have their heart, which they basically had to make that work. They, of course, injected that Bizarro serum that Bruno Mannheim created, which gave Clark life, but also made Clark more human. And Clark got to live with that heart for 32 years, where you really got to see in this epilogue that they made a real difference in the world with Lois Lane, and they get to live their life old and gray with Lois. And boy, that was really so sad that Lois's cancer returned and was much worse, which left Clark alone. But he wasn't alone because he, of course, had Krypto. That's a great nod. But I really enjoyed how in this season we really get to see the superheroes of tomorrow in the show with the Superboys, who I'm so glad that they gave both Jordan and Jonathan now have powers. And that was great. I'm so glad that now we have the Superboys and, of course, the Steel family. So and that was awesome. Luthor was a phenomenal villain. Wow, what a great adaptation of Lex. And just so evil in this season. And you really get to see how much revenge they will get on Lois and Clark. And boy, the stuff they do in the season is evil. But you really get really satisfied by that really final fight. It was so good. And that final just knockout punch on Lex in the super suit was such a great shot. But, wow, what a season. What a show. But it is crazy to me to think that 23 years of DC TV on the CW has come to an end. All of these shows that have premiered over those years have been a huge part of my childhood. I grew up with them. They were just such thing I looked forward to watching every single week. And it is a little bit sad to see this come to an end. But I gotta say, I am so glad that Superman and Lois got a satisfying ending. Unlike, of course, a few others that actually ended way too soon with the cancellation of, Batgirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and even Stargirl felt a bit rushed. So I'm glad that this one got an ending. And I would have loved to see so much more in this universe. Clark training the Superboys even more, seeing them become their full self as a hero. It would have been great to see Supergirl introduced in this Earth. There's so much I would have liked, but I am so grateful of what we got. But yeah, like they said at the end, it went by so fast. What did you all think of this season of Superman and Lois and the whole series? Let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.